Now in our guerrilla marketing video, we're going to show you how you stimulate conversation and how you get people moving around your message. Now the social graphs you see on the page here are showing the social graph of two sets of 500 friends in Facebook. We're going to go into detail on how to engage your audience into conversation and how to build a buzz around yourself and to get noticed and to build up a network of quality targeted friends in the guerrilla marketing video. This video is more about relationship management, how you manage that traffic. So once you stir it up. So on that basis, we're looking at this network of 500 friends here, and let's say the lines between the dots, which are people, represent communication. Now this friend network here is pretty stale. So if you're in the business of approving any friend request and just want numbers so that you can show your friends you've got 1,000 friends, that's great, but it's pretty boring and there's not a great deal of information being passed between the hands. It's not a real good communication network, especially if the 500 people are completely unrelated and have no interest in the same things. You've got Buckley's and none of dropping a news story in the middle of this network and having it syndicated anywhere. So you're actually not doing yourself a great deal of justice if you're building a blind list of numbers. You come down to this group of 500 friends here and you can see the lines of communication are humming, and there's different sections of this particular group of friends that are more active than the other. You see over here and you see here, and then you've got a section down here that aren't really connected to this section at all or this section at all. You'll see here these people are having maybe one-way communications with the odd person in the center, but again, if you followed the lines, this person here, this is an influencer here, right in the middle here, and this person's actually talking out to this person who talks in the middle of this cluster, and then they're also talking up to this cluster. So this person here would be a key influencer who seems to have their foot in both camps. But down here, if I was to take a news story, or when I say a news story, a note or a photo or a video of mine, and I was to tag and I was to put it over into this friend network, and I was to tag this person here, this person here, this person here, and this person here, then that content's not going anywhere because this person here doesn't talk to anybody else in my network. This person here doesn't talk to anybody, so ultimately this person will see it when I tag them, and the chances are that because the lines don't show this person being too engaged or too active in their conversations with anybody else, that they're not going to comment on it. They're certainly not going to pass the content or share it around with their network. So your hard work in producing content and putting it out into this network here, I would say there's one or two people up here you'd probably tag, and it might go one or two layers beyond them, but ultimately your content's not going anywhere if you put your content out to this network. Whereas over here, if you, depending on what your content was about and who this network here in the social graph up here represented, obviously this is a sector of this person being the yellow dot in the middle. This is a sector of their friend network that is very engaged and very active. Maybe they're school friends, university friends. This might be a work cluster of work friends, and this may be family out here on their own. Who knows? But ultimately, if you're putting content that's interesting to this network, and you tag these guys here in the middle that are in the thick of it all, there's chances of that going to all of these other people. It'll certainly be seen by them because they're all connected. They're all likely to engage and comment, and as they do, more and more people are going to see it. And now if you're lucky, that may spread from this crew down here across into this network, and you may just get your content going wild through this network as well. Now, bearing in mind that this is the social graph of this yellow dot in the middle, each one of these dots have their own social network, so as you facilitate some interest from each one of them, your content is potentially going to go out through their networks as well. And if we look at this diagram here, all of these people are on Delicious, they're on FM, they're on Google, they're on Twitter, stumbled upon LinkedIn, and the likes as well. So YouTube. So if they're taking your content out into their other communities, it's going to go through those communities as well. Now, especially if these people that you can engage in the content, who find the content entertaining or educational or interesting enough to pass through their hands, not only to their Facebook network but to other networks. That's how you're going to get your content to go viral.